Marbella with Him and Her are proud to be sponsored by the friendliest bar in San Pedro, the Hogan Stand. The place for amazing food, live music and sport, karaoke, quizzes, and a welcoming smile. Why would you want to go anywhere else? Check out their Instagram page at the Hogan Stand and at the Hogan Hackers for their Golf Society.
This podcast may contain adult themes and strong language. Hello and welcome to Marbella with Him and Her, brought to you by the Hogan Stand. He is
PJ Lopez and she is
Hannah Murray. I am satisfied.
Oh, good. I'm glad I can do something right.
Yeah, you cooked a lovely lunch.
Okay, that. A bit of pork.
Yes, exactly.
You like a bit of pork?
I do like a bit of pork.
Especially in the afternoons.
Yep. You did homemade apple sauce.
I did, because Sheila gave us some apples to use up and I used them in an apple sauce, which is so easy to make.
For you?
Well, I think for anybody, you just chop up the apples, put a tiny bit of water in, sugar, and then leave it to go soft.
As easy as that?
As easy as that.
It was really, really delicious. It was all nice. The potatoes you did were really nice.
Sheila gave us some potatoes to use up, which I also used, along with some baby potatoes that we had left.
And she gave us some cabbage.
And some cabbage, which we also used up. It's a meal of used up things.
Yeah, we had Dad over for lunch. It was really delicious.
Yes, I do like cooking Sunday lunch.
I like eating your Sunday lunch.
Good.
That's why we're a good team.
We are a good team.
Talking of Sunday lunch, we recorded the podcast last Sunday before we went for Sunday lunch at Hogan Stand. We had a get-together with Director's Cut, your quiz team, which I'm very kindly invited to join when you do lunch.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't really because you're not a winner.
True.
But we feel sorry for you, so we let you come sometimes.
Thanks.
That's okay.
I didn't want Sunday lunch, though. I didn't want a full, big roast dinner because we don't do that in the summer, really, do we?
No,
and it felt like it was too summery.
Yeah, quite difficult to eat such big food in the summer, I think.
So I had the tempura sole, which is delicious. It's so light and gorgeous fish.
And I had a really light dish as well.
You didn't, though.
I had their burger.
Which is
with
massive.
everything on it.
Yeah, they do a good burger. And we had dessert.
Well, you did.
Yeah, we shared a dessert. I really fancied it in the morning and I thought, well, if I'm not going to have a big main, then I think I'll have the dessert. And we were talking about it recently, how often or how little we have dessert when we go out for dinner. So it felt like a nice little treat. I really fancied the sticky toffee pudding. Pudding. So that's what I had and it was delicious.
I had the spicy chicken wings to start. Oh, they were spicy.
You love them, don't you?
I need a shower afterwards, though, because they do sort of go everywhere.
Yeah. And after we had lunch, Aoife and Maeve came to join us and we stayed for a few hours, had a drink and a catch-up, which was nice.
Yes. That may be a little bit too much to drink and too much catching up, but it was always nice.
Absolutely. My entrepreneur of the week this week was Dani Wallace, who was one of the amazing women I met on the India trip last year. She is the founder of the Big Festoon, which is an amazing business networking festival, but it's all about inclusivity. And there are a lot of people that go to her festival that maybe wouldn't go to another networking festival thinking that they might not be welcome, because sometimes networking, it's all very formal and people in suits and things like that. Whereas at the Big Festoon, people are very much encouraged to dress up. There's singing and things that happen. It's like a big show. Dani was a singer and she gets up and dresses outrageously and sings amazing songs and everyone joins in, jumping around, having a good time. It really looks great fun. She's really done something a little bit different with this inclusivity. It's part of it, that the fact that everyone is welcome.
I like that because sometimes, as you said, these networking groups can be a little bit stuffy.
Can be sometimes, yeah.
Well, not all of them, but some of them can be.
Yeah.
So, to do something completely different is always nice. And it includes people that, as you said, wouldn't normally be part of that group.
Yeah, it's funny. We were talking about the fact how it's so easy to go down a rabbit hole when it comes to the disabled side of things. So she said, disabled people are welcome. We always make sure we have access for wheelchairs and things like that. They've got something for deaf people and I said, I bet it's one of those things that once you start, there's so many different things. And she said, absolutely. She said, we have to be really careful because, yes, everybody's welcome, but somebody could easily turn around and say, but I'm blind and you haven't got Braille showing what the speakers are saying, you know, so it's really different. And she wants to be able to provide that. She really wants every single person to be included. And she said each time she adds another thing, it costs money, you know, and she can't put the price. So it's very tricky.
Yeah, I mean, where do you stop?
Exactly.
You know, you've got to include as many people as you can in a fair way. And people shouldn't be offended if they've got something that's not, I was going to say popular, but nobody chooses to be whatever. But you know what I'm trying to say.
Yes, absolutely. But she's doing an amazing job. She's really trying to include as many people as possible, different backgrounds, different sexual preferences. I mean, all this kind of thing. Everybody's really, you can see by the pictures how much everyone's having a good time. So definitely check out the Big Festoon. It happens once a year in Manchester. She has the AO Arena, I think, for 2 days, and it's just got bigger and better each year, and you'll see if you have a look on the Big Festoon website. I also had the pleasure of interviewing Alfie Watts again this week. He is the youngest winner to have won Race Across the World.
What, is he still the youngest winner? How old were the other two that won it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Alfie was 20 when he won, and I'm sure these guys are
younger?
older.
No, I think they might be younger. Oh, there's something to check out.
There is something to check,
He may have lost that mantle.
He might have, but he's a lovely, lovely guy. He won it in 2023, I think. And today, as of now, he's on the road. He is driving a tuk-tuk from London to Norway. This is in association with Young Minds charity. It's under the hashtag Brighter Days Are Coming, and they're driving to where it's really light, where it doesn't get dark. So it's a sort of metaphor in terms of mental health, and brighter days are coming in that way. Alfie tried to take his own life quite a few years ago. He'd been through a really tough time. He lost his mum when he was very young, and that came out in Race Across the World. And he's really turned his life around. He's a delightful young man, and he's doing everything he can to help spread the word that help is there. The importance of talking to people, sharing your troubles is huge.
That is a big thing, is being able to talk to people. Don't do it on your own. You know, I know sometimes people can feel very, very low and there's no way out. And yeah, if you can just manage to start speaking to people, talking to people about what you're going through, there is help there, and people listen and people want to help.
Definitely.
You know, it doesn't have to be the end. And I think he's proven that he has turned his life around completely. He's competed in a national show and he's won it.
Yeah, amazing. What a turnaround. So yeah, that's the point. If you feel like you can't talk to family or feel like you don't have any friends, you know, if you're feeling alone on a personal level, there are obviously professionals out there that are there at the end of the phone, desperate to help.
And they don't judge. They're there to listen.
For sure. There is help there, definitely. So it's a great message. And I was also in touch with Kim Antonio, who is the founder of a company called Zanetti, and they're writing children's books about Alfie. And you can follow Alfie they've got a thing on their website, zanetti.com, Where's Alfie? So you can follow him throughout the trip. And Kim was also on the India trip. So there's loads of connections. It's really funny.
I wonder if his tuk-tuk's breaking down as often as yours did.
Probably not. I said to him, when you fill it up with fuel, do you need to mix it with oil and stuff like that? And he said, thankfully not, it's only petrol. So straight away it's like, oh, that's much easier than what we... Yeah, he's got a proper
Call
one.
that a challenge.
Exactly. He'll be fine, I'm sure. So please donate if you can. He's aiming to raise £100,000 for Young Minds charity, which is a fantastic charity. So anything you can donate is much appreciated. I took a lovely photo this week of a watermelon salad. It's definitely the weather for it. We're having it almost once a week now, aren't we?
What's the phrase?
What, watermelon sugar? No, what phrase?
No, that's rude.
Apparently. What?
Dirty Dancing.
Oh, I carried a watermelon? Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know what you were on about.
I wasn't going down like a rude route. Your mind seems to wander there quite quickly these days.
So I was really, at the beginning of the week, Monday night, we were both like, oh, this is nice. We have all this time. Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday evening before the quiz on Thursday, not having rehearsal, we were like, oh, we have so much time. It was so nice. But then you ended up becoming Mr. Fixer and spent most of Tuesday evening fixing the dishwasher.
Had my fingers in holes that I didn't know I could get them into.
It was unbelievable. You were down on the floor and pulling pipes apart. And
I think one time when I put my finger in, I got a gash.
Oh, God.
On my finger.
Stop it. See, you're saying I'm being rude. You're doing it all the time.
Well, what else do you call that?
I don't know. Tell us about your fixing, Mr. Fixer.
So the dishwasher, when I went in the kitchen, there was water on the floor and I thought, ooh, that doesn't look right. So anyway, I mopped it up. And then when the dishwasher had finished, I opened the door and it was still full of water. And that didn't look right either. No. So I did the usual, take the filter out, see if that clears it. And it didn't. So then I used a combination of YouTube and ChatGPT to figure out what was going on, figure out how to fix it. And our dishwasher, unfortunately, is one that you can't get to the motor through the filter. You have to take the front plinth off, turn it upside down, and basically get your finger in this tiny hole and undo the motor and pull it out, which I managed to do. Then I tested it and the motor was running fine. So whatever was blocking it had unblocked it. And it can be something so simple like a grain of rice stuck in there. It's literally that simple that could stop the motor turning, which stops it being able to pump out the water. So I went through all these different things, checked it, managed after about half an hour to put the motor back in. That was harder than getting it out.
God.
And then tested it all and the pump worked, the water disappeared and nothing leaked.
Oh, I was so impressed. I mean, it did take you the best part of 3 hours.
Yeah, but when I went to bed, I was so happy with myself.
Yeah, good.
Like, wow,
absolutely.
I've done man things.
You did a man thing. Yeah, it didn't cost us any money.
It didn't.
We didn't have to wash up by hand.
Cost me some skin on my fingers, but other than that.
Well, that's what men do. And then on Wednesday, you spent a good couple of hours fixing my phone connecting to the car. That was a bloody nightmare.
I'm actually beginning to think that you've been quite HM this week.
I'm telling you, Mercury is in retrograde. It must be. It's been one thing after another for me this week.
Well, I don't know. I think there's something big about Uranus.
You leave my anus out of it.
But oh my God. So we're going to get into that in a minute. But I mean, it's been one thing after another with you this week.
So what happened with the phone and the car?
So I don't know. Your phone suddenly decided it wasn't going to connect to the car anymore. And your phone automatically connects to the car. So I went through everything. I updated all the bits on the car, tried it, even plugged it in via the cable, and it just would not connect. So then I came in and said, have you updated your phone recently? Which you haven't. You didn't know how to. Mm-hmm. So we updated your phone, and then the following day it worked.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can we spread out all the shit that happened with me this week as and when it happened, as opposed to do it all in a row? So we'll break for a little bit and talk about other nice things and then come back.
Okay, yeah, because there's quite a lot, isn't there?
Uh-huh. I met with Dad.
You've got all West
I've
Country.
got a brand new combine harvester and I'll give you the key. I don't know. Dad and I went to Amberchew
oh, bless you.
Thank you very much, on Friday, but I only had a croissant, which was very nice. A croissant, because I was meeting someone else at 12, allegedly. So I didn't want to have 2 breakfasts. So the Sisterhood, the group of women who I went to India with, the Sisterhood is a wider group of women, not all of whom did the India trip, all business women basically that are up for doing charity events in order to raise money for women and girls across the world.
And don't forget, the group itself helps each other out. You know, somebody's looking for investment or somebody's looking for advice. They put people in touch with each other or people that they know or contacts.
They're really
helpful.
Definitely. So I had a message out of the blue a few weeks ago from a woman called Rox, who said, hi, I noticed that you put in the Sisterhood group that you're in Marbella. I'm coming to Marbella in a few weeks. It would be lovely to meet up for lunch. So that was the plan. So we hadn't met each other. We didn't know each other. So we met at Exotica. We were supposed to meet at 12. And bless her, she was so late. She messaged me and then she called me and she said, I'm so sorry. I'm absolutely mortified. This is not me. I'm not usually late. I cannot get used to the Spanish lateness. I had 2 appointments this morning before meeting you. They were both late. Now I'm waiting for an Uber. And she was just having a nightmare. So it was one of those things.
It's difficult to get used to. I mean, I remember when I first came here just queuing in the bank. And you've got to wait for each person. I mean, you don't queue in the banks now because they don't even let you in half the time. You've got to get all in the machine. But back then, you'd be and there'd be like 4 people and you think, oh, this won't take long. I know, it doesn't take long. But they they ask each other, how's your mother? Yeah, good. Your sister? Brother? Aunt? Your aunt's aunt? And by the time each person's gone through that, it's an hour later.
Yeah.
It literally is so crazy. Yeah. And then in those days, they'd even stop and have a cigarette.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's something we've talked about on Be Spain Savvy, because it's all about living in Spain and Spanish culture. And, you know, at the end of the day, we're in their country.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to get used to what they do as opposed to expecting them to be more like us.
Personal space, that was the most difficult thing to get used to. In a queue in the supermarket, and you can feel somebody like against you, and you're like, what? And like in the UK, everybody would leave like, no, got to leave at least half a foot between the person in front of me. You can't get too close. But no, not here. They're literally on top of you.
It's very funny. So yes, lateness is definitely a thing. If you have a meeting with someone at 9:30, for them to turn up at 10 is perfectly normal. If you're there at 9:30, you're sort of early.
Yes.
So,
yeah, even though that's the time you said to me.
Exactly. It's something to be aware of. But having lived here over 20 years, I'm still not quite used to it. Because I never like being late. So I just think it's not worth chancing it. What if they're on time? I'd hate to be late. So I'll always get there on time just in case. So anyway, I was waiting for quite a while. And I did something that we'd been talking about a couple of days before with Brenda on Be Spain Savvy. One of the subjects that she talked about in the Facebook group was a Spanish iced coffee. If you order an iced coffee in Spain, do not expect to get a glass with ice and cold coffee in it. You will get a cup of coffee, whatever you ordered. If you order a café con leche or Americano, it's important that you order that. And then you just say con hielo, because you will get a cup of coffee that is hot, and then you'll get a glass with ice in it. And you are expected to pour the coffee into the glass of ice.
Have you tried doing that?
Yes, I took pictures because it went all over the place.
Exactly. But you can't really pour a coffee out of those cups.
So Brenda was explaining how to do it. You know, one must do it with gusto. You can't be all like, is this going to work? So you have to just go vroom and go for it. So I wish someone was there to video me. All I've got is the photographic evidence with how much coffee was all over the place afterwards.
So
I went for it, but it still...
Was this the start of all of your...
Oh no, this is halfway through the week.
This halfway through, so it's still happening then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's times where you just need to stay in bed.
Stay indoors.
Don't go out. Don't mix with me. Like literally.
Sleep in the spare room. Yeah. Okay. So yes, then we had a lovely lunch. By the time she get there, brunch had kind of sailed on past us by. So they do some lovely poke bowls there. She had a tuna poke bowl and I had a salmon poke bowl, and it was delicious.
I've had 2 poke bowls this week as well.
You?
I've made myself them.
Yes, you did. Yeah. Nice.
We had some ramen noodles like that you could literally just heat up in about 90 seconds. So I did that in one of them and made I'm really enjoying making sauces. Can't remember what I put in that one. I think that was mayonnaise.
Did a spicy mayo, chipotle mayo.
Chipotle, that was it. Chipotle mayo. Lovely, that was.
Very nice. I also, on Friday, after meeting with Rox, I bought some shoes. I walked into town. I wanted to get some white kind of wedges, brown on the bottom. And then
I'm sure I hear you every year say you want to buy some white wedges.
No, I've had a pair of white wedges for years, and I had to throw them away this year because they were falling apart. No, I haven't bought white wedges in a long time.
Okay,
yeah. So anyway, I bought these and I managed to get some money off because there was a bit of a stain on the inside on the white, and I was trying to get it off. The woman sprayed it with various things to try and get it off. It didn't come off, and I said, "Oh, can I get a discount?" She said, "Oh no, I'm only the waitress. I'm not the boss."
Waitress?
She called herself a waitress. And I said, "Well, is it possible to phone your boss?" And she said, No, you come back at 7:30. And I said, "No, I'm going out tonight. I need to take them now." And she said, "No, I can't." And I said, "Oh, can you not call your boss?" And she said, "Okay, one moment." And then she just walked over, got the boss.
Oh, who was in the shop?
Yeah.
Oh, for goodness
sake.
Who
then came over to me and said, "Okay, 10%. And I went, "Lovely, thank you very much." So she gave me 10% off. So that was pretty good. Everything was fine. So Amy and Ross, they came over to ours. We had a drink and then we got a taxi to Banús.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. We were going to the Zanetti's opening run by Tom Zanetti, who's a bit of a kind of celeb. He was on Celebs Go Dating. And yeah, it opened a restaurant in Banús where T-Boo's is. But we thought we'd have a drink in the port first of all. We were walking along the port with all the glamorous people, and then my shoe just broke.
It fell apart.
It just fell apart. Where the stitching is. The stitching just came off. And I was like, are you kidding me? At the start of I was so like, oh my God. So we were fairly near the bar, so I kind of hobbled into the bar.
We went to the 19th.
19th hole, yeah.
Was it 19th hole or Patrick's 19th or something?
Something like that.
Anyway, there's 19 in it.
And you very kindly went off to find a needle and thread.
Yeah, so I bought a sewing kit and I said, does any thread come with this? And she wasn't sure, so I had to open the sewing kit, which you'd think is a sewing kit, would have everything in there, but it didn't have any thread. So I then had to buy some thread, like a whole thing of
all different colours.
But anyway, €5 later.
And then Amy kindly mended it for me and was stitching it all back together, which she said was quite hard through 2 bits of leather.
Yeah,
it wasn't
I'm not
easy.
surprised.
But she did an amazing job. So she totally fixed my shoe. Thank you, Amy. And then we went to Zanetti's. And Arj was there from Towie, who's fading away, quite frankly. He's tiny.
I think I went to the bathroom and he was in there, and I took photos of him a long time ago when he was doing boxing and stuff. And yeah, I basically did it when it was all golden tarts and they invited me in. Yeah.
As part of Celebs in Marbella.
Yeah. And I said, I took photos of you ages ago. I don't know if you remember when you're doing this. He said, are you Pap? I said, no. I just took some photos. Are you paparazzi? I said, no. I just took some photos. I knew golden tarts. But you're paparazzi, yeah? No, I'm not paparazzi. I just took some bloody photo. By that time, I just thought, do you know what? I'm just going to leave him to it.
God. You're not Pap.
I'm not Pap.
You're not
I'm
Pap.
PJ.
You're PJ, exactly. But he sang a couple of songs, which was good. There were lots of dancers. There were fire eaters and fire dancers. I'm just building up to the fuck up, okay?
There were people... what did he do? He's swinging your napkins around.
Oh, yeah, they gave us napkins to swing around and stuff. We had some food. When we went in, the guy on the door said the cheese croquettes are amazing. And I have to say they were. They were the best cheese croquettes
cheesy.
I've ever had. And yeah, stunning. We can highly recommend the cheese croquettes. However, we decided to order a few bits to share, which was nice. They did halloumi skewers, which were lovely. They did a king prawn fried thing. That was really nice. The steak was the most expensive thing on the menu, as you'd expect. It was a fillet steak, Zanetti's fillet steak, I think it was called.
Yeah, it was a bit tough.
Yeah.
A bit chewy. A bit grisly.
Yes. So I wouldn't recommend the steak, but definitely the cheese croquettes. We could have had 5 plates of cheese croquettes quite happily.
And what I also wouldn't recommend is going to Zanetti's with Hannah.
Uh-huh. Go on then, you take over.
No, you tell the story. You did it.
So...
Can I just say before I will step in. Before we went out, I
know, I was going to do the backstory.
You're going to do the backstory?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, off you go.
So a few weeks ago, we told you that we had a very successful shopping trip when we went to MacArthur Glen. I got a couple of dresses for the weddings we're going to this year, and PJ got a lovely orange Hugo Boss shirt in the sale. Linen shirt that he was going to wear on the barbecue day of the wedding we're going to.
She said was.
Yeah. So he got it out on Friday and said, shall I wear this tonight? And I was like, I don't know. And he said, I know it's for the wedding. And I said, well, I suppose it's for the barbecue. It's not for the actual wedding. So you could wear it. I think that's fine that you've worn it before. And I'm sure I said, just don't get anything on it because that is something you have done before with new clothes.
It is, yeah.
So I was nervous that he'd get something on it. Anyway, we're in Zanetti's. Everything's fine. Not even halfway through the night. It wasn't because I'd had too much to drink at all. And I just moved my arm to say to you, will you grab that guy's attention? I don't know if we wanted the bill or another drink. Can't really remember at this stage. But I moved my arm and it hit your glass of red wine and it went all over you.
It literally went all over me. It was like a bucket of water in the lap.
Yeah, except it was red fucking wine.
Yes, down my shorts, all over my shirt.
We all sat there going...
Yeah, there was sort of like for about a minute where nobody moved and just mouths hung open. Then I grabbed your white wine and threw it over myself, thinking that might lessen the effect, which I think it did on the shorts.
Might have done.
Mm.
You were absolutely covered.
I was soaked. I smelled like a brewery.
Yeah. So straight away it was like, okay, so we're not going to go into the nightclub then. Because, we were thinking that we'd have a night in Burnous. It's not something we do very often.
Well, I did ask. I said, how's it look from behind? And you said, nah, it's red wine on your arse. Basically.
Yeah, your whole arse was red wine. Mm. And the backs of your legs. I mean, it was everywhere. So I bet people are laughing listening to the podcast. It's one of those things that probably sounds quite funny, but really wasn't to us.
No. Well, so when we got home, you soaked it or you washed it or you did whatever.
So we decided we were going to get a taxi back to ours. You were going to get changed and then we'd go out in San Pedro. That's what we decided to do. Which we did. So yeah, I left it to soak with a load of Vanish on it. And then when we got home from being out, put it in the washing machine. And then when I took it out this morning, there was still red wine stains on the sleeve. The shorts were absolutely fine. The shorts were perfect. They are perfect, which is annoying because they're a lot cheaper than the shirt. So the fact that the shirts, I was messaging Amy going, I can't believe it hasn't come out. And she said, oh, you need to soak it in Vanish for like 24 hours. I've done that loads of times. Don't panic, it's going to be fine. So I put it back in the sink with cold water, sprayed loads of Vanish all over it. And then I thought, can I do any more? Because it's nerve-wracking, isn't it, when you leave something for that long in the hope that it's going to work. So we also had some powder that's specifically for stains, one that's for white clothes, one that's for coloured clothes. So I got the one that's for coloured clothes and I put that all over it as well. But I left it slightly above water so that you could see the powder, because I thought if I put it underwater, then the powder's just going to dissolve and not be on the stains. So I thought, well, if I keep that above water, that'll be extra good. Anyway, so 24 hours later...
It got rid of the red wine stains.
It did. I couldn't believe it. I almost cried with joy and then realised it had somehow bleached it in quite a few other areas.
Yes, so I've now got a almost tie-dye looking shirt in some places, but not consistent.
I literally could cry. So I Googled it and it said if you don't immerse it in water, you know, if you leave the powder above. So that was the issue. So if I'd just done what Amy said and not done the powder as well, it probably would have been fine. I was just trying to do extra because I was so desperate to sort it for you.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not sure I'm ready to forgive you yet. So what we've done at the moment is you've ordered some orange dye.
Yes.
So your last ditch attempt is to re-dye my shirt.
Yeah, before we chuck it away after one wear, I'm going to dye it orange. I'm not sure what orange it's going to be. It's probably not going to be Hugo Boss orange.
It'll be,
but it's going to be orange.
If it's one consistent colour,
then it's wearable. Whether it's wearable to the wedding or not, we shall see.
Yes.
So we shall update. But that was pretty stressful, as you can imagine. So when we came in on Friday night and we got changed, we went back out again to see...
Not Jose.
Alfonso.
Jose.
We went to Alfonso's place, which is El Candil in San Pedro, which we love.
Ham on, cheese and wine he's famous for.
Yeah, and we had all of the above.
Yes.
Very nice. So lovely end to an evening with the red wine hanging over us.
And I survived without no more red wine on clothes.
Yes. Yesterday, we watched all 3 episodes of the Kylie documentary. Oh. It was so good. I literally love her.
Yeah, what a woman. And I'm so pleased we got to see her in Seville last year.
I know.
Especially seeing the backstory. And I don't want to actually say what happens because you've got to watch it. And there's a big reveal in there as well about health and stuff like that. So I don't want to go into any more detail. It was a tough watch, the last episode. Very tough.
Yeah, it really was.
Quite emotional.
Really emotional. It's quite clear that she hasn't got over, but hasn't had a love like she had with Michael Hutchence.
No, that was apparent. Very special. And as I said, when you see Michael Hutchence and then you see Harry Styles, very similar. Very, very similar.
Yeah, never thought that before.
And in the way that they command the stage.
Yeah. Interesting. And it was also horrible to, well, not really learn because it's something we know and I talk about a lot on my radio show, how vile the British press were to her. Just horrible. It's horrible to see.
The names that they called her and like vile names and...
They said she couldn't sing and said she was boring and had no personality. And
it's all these sort of things that led to Caroline Flack taking her own life. That type of abuse and aggression by the press and by social media. It's obviously been going on for a long, long time.
And they're still doing it now because they do it to Meghan Markle all the time.
And it's horrendous. Horrible. And people join in. It's like, let's jump on this bandwagon and call them all names and abuse them.
And they just forget that it's a human with feelings who has insecurities.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what your personal feelings are against somebody. You shouldn't just publicly abuse them and get other people to join in and jump on the bandwagon.
It's total bullying.
It can lead to some horrendous things.
Yeah. Really horrible to see. So we'd got quite emotional watching the last episode, particularly of Kylie. So then we thought, right, let's watch some football. So we watched the first few episodes of Welcome to Wrexham because the new series is out and we love it. And the first episode of that, for Christ's sake, we were bloody sad again. It was about this young fan who died.
Yeah.
And
again, don't go into it because people watch it. But very, very sad.
So beautiful and moving. Sad as in heartbreaking sad, but also with just stunning.
The outcomes of things.
Yeah, incredible.
So that was just going from one to the other. So we're like, what can we watch now that's not going to do that? So we decided, we know.
Tucci in Italy.
That can't be bad.
No.
made us cry again.
I think there was something in that we were like, for Christ, it's just ridiculous.
So we're not watching TV anymore.
No, we're giving up.
I was going to
on
watch
television.
football, but that'll make me cry because we'll lose about 5-0.
Yeah, probably. But I wrote down the quote because we were absolutely pissing ourselves.
The best quote we have ever heard anyone say on TV.
In Welcome to Wrexham. So if you've never seen it, you do not need to be into football in order to enjoy it. You really don't. It's hard to explain, but it's well worth
It's
a
about
watch.
a community.
Yeah, it took us a while to watch Ted Lasso because we thought, it's not going to be our kind of thing at all. Again, it's about football, but it's so good. So seriously, try Welcome to Wrexham. It's brilliant. And you get to learn about all members of the community, all the different people that work for the club and what they do. And there was this woman who was a cleaner, and she said, I've worked here for 4 years. It's a great place to work.
Family.
Everyone's really nice. It's a family, and she's cleaning the glass as she's talking. But then she started talking about bad luck. She's not particularly lucky. She's had a few
she
things
wouldn't go to a football match, that was it, because of her bad luck.
Yeah, when she went to a football match, they lost like 5-0 or something. So she said, I'm not very lucky. She said, even if I fell into a well of cocks, I'd still come up sucking my thumb. And we were like, what did she just say? You were quiet for ages. I was pissing myself laughing and you didn't really register what she was so shocking.
It's just like, did she actually just say that? I was trying to think, did she mean something? But no, she meant that.
No, she literally said, and she said it so normally. Like she said, I went and got a sandwich and the egg was funny. Brilliant. I mean, what a quote. We loved her. Talking of cocks, we had sausage and mash for dinner. I bought some pork and leek sausages from the Pie Bar in Estepona.
Sorry, what's the connection to cocks?
Sausages.
Oh, okay. Well, that's childish.
Yeah, all right. You did a lovely onion gravy.
Well, you do like a bit of my sausage.
Oh, stop it, for goodness sake. This morning, we went out for breakfast. We were invited to try a new place called Remy Bistro.
OMG.
Wow, so excited. So excited. I mean, there's a few places in San Pedro that do lovely breakfast.
Yeah, and as breakfast go, it was a great breakfast. It was very reasonably priced.
Really reasonably
Coffee
priced.
for €1.80. And not only is it good value, it comes in like a big glass mug.
Yeah,
so
a lot
it's
of
even
coffee.
bigger than like normal places.
Their fresh orange juice is €3. If you remember, it was €8 at Jim Junkie when I went there a couple of months ago.
So you've got to call Jim Junkie out again. That is expensive.
Yeah, that is crazy money. So, and then they've got things like eggs Benedict, eggs Florentine. You had the eggs Florentine, which was €8, which is a great price.
Yeah.
Spinach, avocado, smoked salmon, and 2 poached eggs.
On a muffin.
Yeah,
with hollandaise sauce, obviously.
two muffins, yeah. And I had the Scandi breakfast, which was similar thing on brown toast rye bread that was really nice. And that was 10. They do an English breakfast, which is a bit more, I think that was 14.
Pancakes.
He said there's Cumberland sausage. It's a proper sausage.
Yeah.
And hash browns, which are hard to get here. So yeah,
Really
fantastic.
Good menu, really good price.
It's behind Mascom.
Yeah, literally directly behind. There's a little square, I would call it, a little area where there's a few restaurants side by side.
There's a big churreria. It's next door to that.
Yes, it is. So there's a place for churros and there's a place called Brunches or something where you can get brunch, and then in the middle of them both. And that is not the exciting thing. I mean, that's great. So do try them for that.
Well, yeah, I go out for breakfast regularly, so I'm definitely going to be going.
But the exciting thing, so we haven't told you about the guy that owns it and runs it. He is a fully trained fine dining chef, I think is a good way to describe him. Mm-hmm. He's currently just finishing working in an exclusive restaurant in the Forum on the Marbella Golden Mile, which is a Asian fusion restaurant there. And he's the head chef.
He's worked at the Puente Romano at various restaurants.
Yes, and he's also worked alongside a Michelin star chef. So he's got immense talent, obviously. He loves his food. You can tell when he's talking. He's passionate about food. To show you how passionate he is, our breakfast came with micro greens and edible flowers.
Yeah.
I mean, he just, that's the sort of fine dining element that he's bringing. But he wants to bring it to everybody. So he wants to make it affordable so everybody can have fine dining food but not pay fine dining prices.
Yeah.
And what's the thing he's going to be doing?
A miso salmon.
Yes. So a lot of places do miso cod. He's going to be doing a miso salmon. I think he said he's going to do a ceviche. So it's going to be basically Asian Mediterranean fusion.
Yeah.
And this is super exciting.
For San Pedro, something a bit different.
Yeah.
But not crazy prices.
No. So we will bring you an update on that. He's opening in June in the evenings. At the moment, he's only open for breakfast and lunch. So he will be open in the evenings from sometime in June. and we will be nipping back there to try it, and we will bring you a full update on the food.
But in the meantime, definitely go there for breakfast and coffee and orange juice and really, really good
and
price.
really friendly staff as well.
Yeah, they're all really nice. So I can't remember if we mentioned it last week or not, the
Disgusting. Yeah, we recommend going to a disgusting restaurant.
How do you say it? Disgustion. Degustation. That's it.
That's the word.
Degustation, which is where Benisti used to be. That restaurant is now open and it looks really nice. The menu looks lovely. Some lovely sounding dishes on there. Doesn't sound that different to Chef by Divot. You know, I didn't notice anything massively different, but it does sound nice. It is pricey.
Yeah, I mean, we will try it because we have to try all new restaurants.
Yeah, we're looking forward to trying. I was hoping with that name that it was going to hoping with that name it was going to be tasting menus.
Well, yeah, I would have thought, because that's what that means, does it not?
I mean, does it just mean tasting?
Maybe it does. That's a strange name for a restaurant.
Yeah, maybe that's around the corner. We're not really sure, but it looks lovely. Age Concern put up a post this week advertising the amount of books they have to read. And we were doing our rehearsals in Age Concern, so I can confirm they have a fantastic selection of books, all different fiction and non-fiction. So if you're in the market for some books that you want to read during the summer, you can go along to Age Concern and take a handful of books. You know, it'd be nice if you can give them a bit of money in exchange in order to go for the charity Age Concern so they can get some more books. But you can literally just go and take some and either take them back or pass them on to someone else. So wanted to mention that because they're overrun, so they want you to come and take books. The Marbella Feria is coming up. I thought we should mention that. It's on the 8th to the 14th of June.
Oh, I think get a day off for that.
Yeah, you will. If people want to put that in their diaries, because that is the local Marbella Feria.
Yes, so not the San Pedro one. That's in October. This is a Marbella one that San Pedro also has a day off for. Yeah, it's Marbella.
Absolutely.
Why not? And some other places that are opening. So really exciting at the moment. There's some really good places. One place that's got a little bit of work to do. I don't think they've actually started doing any work inside. Coming soon is the Plant Shack, which is going to be coffee, a juice bar and plant-based food.
Sounds good.
That looks amazing. And if you look at the photo that's on the actual outside of it, it looks like they're going to have some really nice things in there.
And that is on the road where Pilates 34 is.
It is. Talking of Pilates 34, literally just up from this place I've just mentioned, is a new Pilates 34 studio, which is going to be for... Is it hot Pilates?
Yes, it's this infrared light, so the infrared rooms and infrared mats and things like that, so you can do Pilates and yoga.
Hot yoga.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And they had a special offer, I think, 3 classes for €39.
Yeah.
Which is really good. So, yeah, I'm excited to try that.
Ready, sweat, glow.
Very clever.
And then just up from that is Art Bakery San Pedro. The Art Bakery are already in existence. I think they've got 2 places in Marbella. One, I don't know if it's still there, but it used to be next to the bus station, apparently, but very difficult to get to. And it's not the cheapest place, as we've found out from a lot of places in San Pedro. They seem to be quite steep on their coffees and stuff, but apparently it's very good. So I'm not going to judge anything until we've tried it. I thought that was about 2 weeks away, but literally, as I posted it up, I think the chef from there put extra posts, or extra photos, I should say, on my post of plants outside and tables outside. So it looks like it's very, very close to being open.
Exciting.
And talking of Art Bakery, though, they have another one. So they have a little pop-up in a shop. It used to be a concept shop, but it looks like they do perfumes, candles, accessories for home. It's called The Loft Art. And it's literally just round the corner from De Bruno's, really, isn't it? Or maybe from Tonino, I think.
Yeah.
Round the corner. Also in there is a little pop-up, and it's called Art at the Loft. So they've got a little thing in there. You can get coffees
and cakes and
things. So that's really cool to check out as well.
It's all happening in San Pedro, baby.
Yeah.
A couple of articles from the Euro Weekly News to mention. Viral restaurant incident. Diners walk out without paying and leave a note explaining why. So this has caused a bit of a stir, with some people saying fair play and siding with them, and others saying, no, this is outrageous. So they basically left a note in Spanish saying, we asked for the bill multiple times and it never came, so we left.
Oh, this is a bit of a bugbear with us, actually. Trying to get a bill, which is bizarre because you just want to pay the restaurant. And it can be like you're the last person they really want to deal with to give you the bill. And yet that's where they're going to get the money from. And we've had it, we've experienced it, but I'm not sure if I'm brave enough to walk off
I would never think of walking off.
you have eaten, you've had food, as much as it's annoying you, I don't think you're within your rights not to pay. That is stealing. There's no two ways about it. It's stealing.
Something I've done multiple times. If I've asked for the bill and it hasn't come, then I've walked up to the counter and said, please, can I pay? And then the person at the till is kind of forced to deal with you immediately.
No, walking off,
I've done that plenty of times, but I would never walk off.
No, I don't think that's right at all. Because you've got, you don't know the situation in a restaurant. Your food is paying for the ingredients that you've just eaten. It's paying for the staff that have just served you. It's paying for everything. People are doing that and multiple people do it.
You mean your money?
Well, your money, sorry, is paying for all of that. So it's not right. Sorry, I don't agree with that at all.
No, totally. This is an interesting one. Another bit of a controversial one. Dog turned away at a bar in Spain. The sign they're supposed to show you and why most don't. So I was under the impression that the law in Spain was that it is up to the restaurant, bar, cafe discretion as to whether they allow dogs in or not. I thought it was up to the premises. They can either say, yes, dogs are welcome, or no, dogs aren't welcome, and it's up to the restaurant to decide.
Yes.
That's what I thought the law was. According to this article, under the National Animal Welfare Law, which changed in 2023, dogs are permitted to enter most, it says, public and private establishments by default. Businesses that want to ban pets, if you don't, and you have the right to say we don't allow dogs, particularly in a restaurant when there's food, I totally understand that. They must display a clear visible sign at the entrance saying no dogs or whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
But most places don't. Most places just say no dogs or yes. So there needs to be a sign, basically. So that's important for restaurants to know that.
Because owners of dogs that can go into some places will choose to go into those places. And if they try and go into one place and there's not a sign and then they get turned away, I can feel that they would get a bit upset.
Some might, yeah. They might go, we've got the right, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so, it's the same with kids. You can't really ban kids from restaurants, I don't
Unfortunately. No kids or dogs welcome.
Just adults that are going to spend loads of money.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting one to mention because, most places don't have that sign.
So if it said no dogs allowed, I mean, have they got to be general and say no pets allowed? Because someone could go in with a cat.
Well, I mean, it does say pets, and I thought that was a strange thing.
No, but I think they have to because people have different pets, and somebody will do it. Go in with their parrot or something. It's like, you said no dogs. You didn't say anything about parrots.
God, can you imagine?
But people do that.
People are that stupid.
Yes.
Okay, no pets allowed, it should say.
No petting allowed.
Oh, God,
that means no kissing either. Do you remember that when you used to go to the swimming bath?
Oh, yeah.
And you used to say, no pissing in the water, no petting.
It didn't say no pissing in the water.
No urinating in the water.
I don't think it even said that. It was a lot calmer. It was no bombing, no petting.
Bombing?
Bombing, yeah, like going with the knees.
Oh, okay. It wasn't a gay swimming pool. No bumming.
Not bumming. I thought you meant bombing as in like a terrorist thing. No. Bumming, for God's sake. If they don't say no kissing, they're not going to say no bumming. Anyway, we better leave it there. It's all going horribly wrong. It is goodbye from my dirty husband.
And it's goodbye from my evil wife who poured red wine over me.
God, stop.